Okay, so guys, here in this project we have, as we know, um, two clients and one server. So our one client and one server will be running on VCL, where you can see. So on this IP will be running our server, and on this IP will be running our client. So these are both on NCSU's virtual computing laboratory. Now another client I'll be running on my own machine. So I'll be so one of my server and one of the client is over the internet, and this one is in my own uh, personal machine. And definitely the IP address of this machine has been NATed, and those IP addresses which I saw earlier were the public IPs. So here you can see these IPs are my private IPs. So over the internet, definitely I'll be using my public IP, which will be provided to this device by my local router, Spectrum router. So now let's begin. So here, this one is my server and this one is my client. Now, I can see on client I have certain files stored, so which I'll be transferring over the period of time. Now, over this server, first of all, let me confirm the IP address of this machine. As you can see, IP address is 152.46.19.5057, right? So now let me start server on this, and definitely my listening port is 7734, over which this server is going to listen to the clients or peers in this node. Now let me start my first peer, and let me start it. So first let me show its IP address. So its IP address is 152.7.99.75. So let's connect it now to our server. Uh, Fine. So let us connect now. And here I connect, and now you can see the message on the server also that it has been now connected to this IP address. And now I have executed the command to, that is display all RFC information, and I could see there is none found. Now I'll try to enter one RFC named 791 whose title is TCP. Now if I try to display, you can see that this IP address has been added. So this RSC has been added by this name, by this IP, and you can see the logs on the server side as well. Now let me come to my machine, and now I'll try to run my second client over here, and here I run, and now this I got the messages from the server, and you can see on the server this client has been connected, and this IP is my now public IP. 107.13.81.113 is my public IP. So now let's try to see what has been added here, and now we can see that the RFC which was added by client 1. Now let's try to add our own RFC from this client. Let's say it is adding some random RFC which it has to make an entry into the centralized server, and let it be like 1234 RFC number, RFC title, maybe anything. I'm putting ICMP and enter. Now here you can see the logs as well on the server. Now if you try to display it, now we can see two RFCs getting displayed, and if I give display command here as well, here you can see the two RFCs being displayed, one being recently added by me from client 1 from my personal machine over the internet onto this server. Now let's see that if now I want to download at this my personal computer an RFC name 791 from the client over the internet, the client which I have been running on NCSU's VCL. So what I'll do, definitely I'll go to my local client. I'll put 3. I'll give the RFC number. Then I'll enter the peer from where I want to download it. And for this, I need the IP address of the peer, right? And which is, in this case is client which is running on VCL server. And now intentionally, let me put it wrong. So let's see what error crops up. And you can see I've put the IP address wrong. IP address was 99.75. I put it .76, and hopefully I'll get some error. Now in this case, now error handling is a different part. You can refine code more and more to put more and more error checks, but that's not the main concern of this project. So now you can see that we have got the error. That error is fine. So now let's now try to enter again. I'll give option 3. I have entered the RFC number. Now I am entering the IP address of the client from where I'm going to download, and you can see I've received this file 791.pdf I received, and if I open this, this is the Internet Protocol RFC. So that's pretty much in this project. Now, uh, this is what. Thank you very much.